Hi there, my name is Yichao, and you're watching Arcana on Daily MTG. All throughout this week, we'll be talking with various folks who work at Wizards so we can take a look at the people behind the cards and what it takes to make magic happen. And today, I'm talking with Matt Tabak. Thanks so much for joining me, man.
Oh, my pleasure. How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm good.
And can you tell us, what is your title and official thing here?
Yeah, so I do a couple things for Wizards. So I'm the Magic Rules Manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I handle the comprehensive rules and work with design and development on new card sets and new mechanics and making sure that the wording on cards is consistent and correct and all that. I also serve as an editor, so I do a lot of editing for Magic Duels, the digital game. A lot of the text that you see inside the client when you're told to pick a card or various things that you read, I edit all of that text. So
cool.
Yeah.
So as the rules manager, are you the official bastion of the law and order within Magic then?
Yeah, I'm kind of like the goalie. People try to pass all sorts of chaos and nonsense past me, and I shut it down.
Okay.
I work. I kind of serve as like a consultant to the rest of R&D. It's my job to know how the rules really work. So when design is cooking up new mechanics and development is tweaking cards, that we make sure the system still works. Magic, big game, like 16,000-ish cards. Got to make sure they all work together. So yeah, not too many games out there have to deal with that number of pieces that all have to live in harmony. So Magic does a good job.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Is there any one R&D member that's most guilty of breaking rules when making new things the most?
I'm not even sure Ken Nagel is actively aware that we have rules. I don't believe he's ever seen the comp rules. I don't know how he learned to play. That dude, no, he's an awesome designer. He comes up with a lot of great stuff, a lot of the cards that you're sitting at home having fun playing. But
he's a rule breaker.
He doesn't even push the envelope, man. He just obliterates the living heck out of that.
He's
envelope.
never even seen the envelope.
I can't even say on camera what he does to that envelope. It's not. It's inhuman, man. It's
wow.
like Eldrazi levels of destruction.
That's wild.
Intense.
How did you get started working at Wizards?
So Wizards one day had a contest where if you were caller 10 on the radio station, you got to be rules manager. And
I literally believed you until right there.
Yeah. Exactly. So I started playing Magic back in college. My buddies played, so it was a cool new game. So I started playing, and then I got involved. No one at my game store really knew kind of like how to run a tournament or how the rules were supposed to work. So this is it. Like even back in the old days, I was always kind of drawn to learning the rules and stuff. Actually, in college, I was a basketball referee. Was my job throughout college. So I've always been kind of on the side of justice and law and order. So learned how to play Magic. Eventually became a judge. Started judging tournaments locally. Started judging tournaments then outside of locally. Went to pro tours. Went to Junior Super Series. If anyone remembers what that is. So I was a pretty well-known judge. I got reasonably high level, not super high. I was level 3. And then I ended up actually moving up to the Seattle area to work for a different game company, which shall remain nameless. And they didn't have a name. I think that's part of the reason it didn't succeed. No one knew what to call it.
Didn't think ahead.
So needed a job. Was in a new city, fresh out of work. And then I said, I wonder if Wizards is hiring. So they were. Found a job opening. Went to work in their game support department. Started working on Magic Online support and kind of working my way through. Eventually found my way to R&D. And then Mark Gottlieb, who was the rules manager before me, when he was ready to move on to greener pastures, he's now the design manager, does a very good job at that. I was there, able, qualified, and did it. So
awesome.
Been there, and the rest they say is history.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite part of being a wizard?
My favorite part of being a wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, so the selfish answer is now when I go to events, people start knowing who I am. Like the first time I actually had to sign an autograph, that tripped me out. That was a bit of a rush. It was really cool. So just kind of being able to go to big tournaments and talk to people and hear about all these diverse players and where they're from and how they started and what they do, and if they're cosplay or they make cupcakes that look like mana symbols, or if they play Commander, or if they Canadian Highlander, or they're hardcore legacy players. Just being able to just travel around and meet all kinds of people, that is I think that is by far one of the coolest parts of my job.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I also want to hear more about those cupcakes.
Yeah, it's like we go to let's say, oh man, some of these cupcakes people make is amazing.
Really?
Right? Yeah, because I'm a big dude. I mean, I don't know if this camera angle is revealing this, but I'm not. I'm like I'm a cupcake away from 300. So I'm one to appreciate a Mana-Symbol cupcake.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. You're a good judge of that.
Yeah.
Excellent. If somebody was like, oh, I really would love to work for Wizards someday,
Yes.
what advice would you give to this aspiring young person?
All right. Step one. This is a step a lot of people. It's a wall that a lot of people run into. Like a lot of people want to work for Wizards. I get that. It's a sweet place to work. It's totally awesome. A lot of people don't get over the first hurdle. That first hurdle is apply. Try. That is the first hurdle. Actual advice I would give, like any company, you need to kind of demonstrate to Wizards what you can do for the company. What kind of problems can you solve? Wizards as a company, we have needs, we have challenges, we have things we're good at, and we have things we're not good at. How do you fit into that structure? What value do you bring? I mean, I want to work for Wizards. Okay, great. A lot of people want to work for Wizards. You're not standing out there. If I worked for Wizards, this is the obvious beneficial harmonies that would result. These are the skills, this is the talent, this is the experience. I've done these things, I can do them for you. This is the kind of things that hiring managers want to hear. What value do you bring to the organization? Now, if you want to get into R&D specifically, I have additional tips. You need to become, one, very well versed in Magic, right? Like if you work in R&D, you know Magic, you love it, you play it, you're involved in some way. You need to kind of get yourself known out there. You don't need to, but I think it's a really good idea. Like if the community knows who you are, and there's a million ways to get involved, right? Especially now, like 10 years ago, there were no podcasts. Like if you wrote an article on the internet, what is that? Like, oh, the website, is that a thing? There's articles you could be writing. There's blogs you could have. You can get known on Twitter, get known on podcasts, just kind of get yourself out there. Maybe you're a successful pro player. That's huge, but you don't have to be. Don't feel intimidated if you're not. Just be involved in the Magic, what we call the Magic ecosystem, right? There's Tumblr, there's Reddit, there's Twitter, there's social media, there's I sound so old, right? There's Twitters.
There's the Twitters.
And you get on the computer. Like my dad thinks that websites live inside his computer. Like that's where they're stored.
A little compartment.
Yeah. So he just gets on and it just goes to the websites that he has downloaded because that's how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, just get involved. Talk to people. I know a ton of people I've met online that are judges and players and organizers and just get out there.
Awesome.
Be confident, apply, sell yourself well, make sure you communicate your value, your worth. You're valuable. You watching out there have worth. Show it, not worth Wolpert, no, worth. Show us what that is.
Unless you have Worth Wolpert, in which case we need him back.
Yeah, if you actually have Worth Wolpert, please return him.
Yeah.
We have no one else to blame if he's not around.
It's harsh.
It's bad.
Awesome. Well, I think that concludes the questions that I have. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day.
I've got like 12 more minutes of material. We got.
Oh man.
We'll save it for next time.
Next time I will chat with Matt Tabak again. Thank you guys for watching on Arcana, and we'll see you guys next time.